As President of the United States, Donald Trump was one of the most pro-Israeli leaders in the world. He had a very good relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu, but now Trump is criticizing him for the actions of Israeli troops in the Gaza Strip.
Victory, and it's taking a long time. And the other thing is, I hate they put out tapes all the time. Every night they're releasing tapes of a building falling down. They shouldn't be releasing tapes like that. That's why they're losing the PR war. Israel is absolutely losing the PR war.
They are losing because, as experts point out, Israeli troops have mostly succeeded in wiping out Hamas terrorists. However, the shelling of the Gaza Strip continues unabated. Why such harsh criticism of Israel's prime minister by Trump? Donald Trump is also the author of the Abrahamic Accords with the state, with the Muslim world. And in a sense, what Israel is doing now completely nullifies those 4-year efforts of his until 2021, the essence of which was precisely to reconcile the Islamic world, this kind of civilized Islamic world, with Israel. Israel has been criticized around the world by both right-wing and left-wing politicians, such as Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, who has not ruled out cutting strategic relations with Israel.
Well, in the case of the European Union, the situation will be that there's an open door to have a debate within the European Council in order to see if we continue with this strategic relation or not. But this is something that first...
Criticism is not surprising, as civilians are being killed. The real threat is Islamic terrorism, and certainly not Israel, from the point of view of European security, points out Europeist professor Tomasz Grosse. On the other hand, in terms of propaganda and a certain moral justification, Israel has lost this war against Hamas. Israel has also made numerous mistakes, including against Poland, especially after the murder of a Polish citizen who was a humanitarian volunteer. He was killed in the Gaza Strip after a convoy was bombed. The Israeli ambassador to Poland, instead of immediately apologizing, accused Poles of anti-Semitism. 5 days later, he only wrote a post on social media after his visit to the Polish Foreign Ministry. In my meeting today in the Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs with Deputy Minister Andrzej Szejna, I repeated my personal deep sorrow and sincere apologies over the tragic death of World Central Kitchen workers, including the Polish citizen, Mr. Damian Sobul. We share in the grief of the families from the bottom of our hearts. The ambassador could not find the courage to apologize in front of the cameras to the family of the deceased and our citizens for insulting them. Such an online apology is certainly not enough, assesses the Palestinian ambassador to our country. In my opinion, this is very little. Mr. Ambassador exposed the true face of Israel without immediately apologizing for the upsetting, intentional, simply put, murder of that entire World Central Kitchen team. Polish authorities still have not forced Israel to participate in the investigation that is supposed to look into who is responsible for the death of the volunteers, including the Pole. This whole time, we haven't even heard any information from Israel that Israel is taking responsibility. There is not even talk of a willingness to pay compensation to the family of our murdered citizen. These are the most important tasks today in this regard by Polish diplomacy, and this is what the ministry's political leadership, headed by Minister Sikorski, should focus on. But as you can see online, Minister Sikorski is more focused on pictures in Sławomir Menczen's bars. I feel excluded, but maybe that's a good thing. It would be good if the Polish Foreign Ministry had an effective international policy. Adrian Borecki, TV Republika.